A 10-year-old sailboat loaded with modern tech can sit unsold for months, while a plain, older model moves in days. Behind each listing is not just price, it is a filter of checklists, risk reserves, and buyer caution that shapes which boats have real futures. If newer and better does not mean more liquid, what is quietly freezing so many modern hulls out of the market? The answer starts with how second owners eliminate options long before money talks. Every prospective buyer starts with a mental checklist. Some items are non-negotiable, and if they are missing, the listing is dismissed in seconds. The first line of defense is the maintenance log. Without detailed recent records of engine service, rigging checks, and system upgrades, even well-priced boats lose over half their inquiry volume. Brokers report that a full maintenance history can turn 30% of casual browsers into serious offers. The next filter is standardization. Boats with industry-standard diesel engines, modular electrical panels, and separable navigation gear draw more qualified leads than boats with proprietary or integrated systems. One broker puts it this way: if a buyer sees a non-standard rig or custom electronics, 70% will walk before the first call. Layout. Flexibility is another instant deal breaker. Adaptable interiors, convertible berths, and 2 or 3 cabin arrangements typically command 60 to 70% qualified inquiry rates. In contrast, 4 cabin charter boats or fixed layouts drop that rate to 25% unless priced at steep discounts. Buyers also scan for signs of heavy charter use, which triggers a demand for at least a 25% price cut to offset anticipated rework. A single missing checklist item, such as no service records, proprietary systems, or an inflexible layout, can slash the buyer pool by more than half. These filters work silently but decisively, eliminating options long before negotiations begin. For sellers, understanding this silent screening process is the first step to keeping their boat in the running. Every offer in the used sailboat market is shaped by one unspoken rule: risk must be budgeted. Buyers, especially those considering second or third ownership, approach each listing with a set monetary guardrails. This is not just about the sticker price. It is about the cash held in reserve for the first year for repairs, upgrades, survey surprises, and unforeseen breakdowns. The median reserve often reaches 10 to 15% of the expected annual operating budget. For a $200,000 boat, that is an extra $10,000 to $30,000 held back, not spent on the purchase itself. This reserve acts as an invisible ceiling. Even when a boat is packed with features or priced attractively, buyers will cap their offer to protect immediate liquidity. Brokers report buyers routinely walk away from listings where proprietary systems or specialized layouts threaten to push post-purchase costs beyond that comfort zone. One Gen X family buyer put it simply, "If I can't cover the first year's surprises without dipping into savings, I don't make an offer." The result is a market where highly specialized boats, those with non-standard systems, trend-driven interiors, or dense charter layouts, often exceed what buyers are willing to risk. Such boats may look like bargains on paper, but the real cost is measured in cash held back, not in the listing price. This financial caution quietly narrows the buyer pool, and it raises the next challenge. What happens when a boat's design only fits a narrow set of features? Modern sailboats fall into distinct families, each shaped by a different mission. Performance cruisers are engineered for speed and range, often with lighter hulls, deeper keels, and a focus on maximizing sailing efficiency. These boats attract owners who prioritize passage times and offshore capability, sometimes at the expense of interior comfort or ease of handling. Designers describe their work as a pursuit of pure sailing, where every detail is tuned for performance rather than versatility. Charter. Optimized boats take a different approach. Their layouts are built to maximize the number of berths and heads, often squeezing 4 cabins and multiple bathrooms into a 40-foot hull. The goal is clear: generate revenue through high guest turnover instead of long-term live-aboard comfort. This density comes with trade-offs: narrower berths, less storage, and fixed partitions that make reconfiguration difficult. As a result, these boats excel in their original charter role, but they can feel inflexible when sold into the private market. Dockside-focused designs, sometimes called condo boats, push beam and volume to the limits. Wide sterns, open transoms, and sprawling cockpit seating create a strong appeal for social gatherings at the marina or anchorage. Interiors favor open-plan saloons and trend-driven finishes, with less emphasis on offshore practicality. Designers often describe these boats as bringing the water inside, prioritizing space and entertainment over blue water passages. Each archetype serves its first owner well. But as boats cycle into the resale market, these specialized traits become defining filters, quietly shrinking the pool of future buyers to those who want the same mission rather than those seeking adaptability. Every design archetype comes with its own penalty, measured not in dollars, but in the number of buyers who even inquire. Brokers tracking listing analytics see the pattern in real time. Performance cruisers, for example, draw about 40% fewer qualified leads than adaptable, general-purpose cruisers. The numbers tighten further for charter-optimized boats. Unless priced at a discount of at least 25% below comparable private listings, these boats lose 3 out of 4 potential buyers at first glance. One broker summarizes: if it is a 4-cabin charter layout, inquiry rates drop to 25% of normal unless the price is cut deep enough to cover the rework. Dockside-focused designs face their own squeeze. Wide sterns and open-plan interiors may attract social buyers, but they lose the serious passage-maker segment almost entirely. The result is a funnel effect. Start with 100 potential buyers, and each layer of specialization narrows the pool by half or more. By the time a boat has both a fixed charter layout and a trend-driven interior, only a small fraction of the original market remains. This is not just theory. Broker CRM data shows that adaptable cruisers maintain 60 to 70% inquiry rates, while specialized models such as performance, charter, or dockside can see rates fall below 30%. Price cuts help, but only up to a point. The more a boat is optimized for one use, the faster its resale funnel narrows. For sellers, these percentages are not abstract. They are the difference between a boat that sells in a season and one that sits unsold as carrying costs quietly accumulate. Integrated systems now dominate the survey process for modern sailboats. A hull that once took a week to inspect can now require 3 or 4 weeks, simply because every proprietary network or custom-installed component must be verified by a specialist. Surveyors describe a calendar filled with delays, waiting for manufacturer documentation, tracking down firmware updates, or sourcing parts for systems no local yard has seen before. One surveyor says that for boats built since 2020, with fully integrated electronics, it is routine to add 2 to 4 weeks to the timeline just to secure qualified oversight. Each extra module or closed-loop system requires its own checklist, and every deviation from standard layouts triggers more paperwork. These delays ripple through the sale, pushing closing dates well beyond the original plan. For buyers and sellers alike, the time lost is measured not just in days, but in missed opportunities and mounting holding costs. Financing a modern sailboat now carries a built-in penalty. Lenders require more than a routine inspection. They demand specialist surveys, detailed system documentation, and proof that every integrated component can be serviced or replaced. For boats built after 2020, the survey bill alone often runs from $1,000 to $2,500, covering outside experts and manufacturer paperwork. One credit officer called the process risk management by documentation. If a system cannot be independently verified, loan approval is delayed, or the interest rate is raised. Conditional loan letters are now common for boats with proprietary electronics or non-standard layouts, and those conditions add layers of cost and uncertainty for buyers. Each extra hurdle, another surveyor or another round of paperwork, pushes some buyers to withdraw, especially when the total cost of due diligence approaches the price of a major refit. The result is a liquidity trap sealed by complexity and expense. Today, the value of a sailboat is not set by its innovations, but by how many buyers can still imagine their lives aboard. As markets fragment and specialization accelerates, liquidity, not novelty, defines which boats endure. The hardest boats to sell are not the worst ones. They are the most specific.